Hello everyone. Today I'm here with a thought of mine, and my thoughts about pollution, different various kind of pollutions we are surrounded with today. World is facing huge challenges because of this pollution problem. We are getting a lot of new diseases because of this pollution, various kind of pollution. And the pollution, if I say so, anyone could think about this air pollution and noise pollution, water pollution, I would say, and whatever kind of other kind of pollutions we can say. It might be due to the chemical, it might be due to the kind of fuels we are burning, and it might be due to the food items we are wasting, and all kind of pollutions, I would say. And these pollutions are also very much similar to the emotional pollution, I would say. Emotional pollution, it means that if with emotions human being is not good, he commit different kind of crimes like terrorism. He does, and he also get involved into various kind of crimes like he rape that and murder and all those kind of various activities he do. But more to all this kind of pollutions, I am interested today to talk about the spiritual pollution around. And this pollution, what I say, the spiritual pollution, this term I'm using, this spiritual pollution is far more danger and far more risk in it. That there is a very much risk involved in this spiritual pollution, because this spiritual pollution is the only cause, I would say, which is responsible for all the other kind of pollutions. People are trying today to solve the various kind of pollution with their efforts, but they are going to fail because spiritually they are not pure, and they are thinking, and especially they are not pure. If someone is not pure, it is the possibility that he could, or he with his own efforts and with his own knowledge, he could purify himself after some day. But this individual who is not pure inside, he is thinking that he is pure, and that's the biggest problem. And this is what the spiritual pollution, I would say. So I will, first of all, I will try to explain you that what is spirituality in my understanding. After that, I will say that why I'm saying that there is a spiritual pollution around, and how what are the root cause of this problem, and how we could save ourselves from all these problems, so and make a better society, I would say, right? So first thing is that spirituality, what is my understanding about the spirituality is, so my simple understanding of the spirituality is, spiritual in Hindi we use this adhyatma. So this spirituality is something that as an individual with whom I spend time, I become that. With whom I spend most of my time, I become that. So if I would spend time with myself, I would become self, knowing the self. This is what the spirituality and my understanding about the spirituality is. And if you see around that everywhere, to give you a spiritual experience, there are big organizations are working around, and they're huge organizations. And with this point, I do not want to claim that each and every organization, each and every master around is not doing his job perfectly. No, they are doing their job best effort. But I want to purify these organizations. I want to, it means there are various organizations who are doing good, but there are a lot of other organizations who are not doing good, in my understanding, who are just falsifying people to just grab some money from them, right? So as a human being, if I want to grow spiritually, I want to learn this spiritual methods, I should be getting connected to the right mediums instead of the wrong mediums. So that is the whole and soul effort to make this video. So after spirituality, I have used the term spiritual pollution. Why I say this? Because if you see this, that if you compare the past 50 years and now, right? So if you compare this far, because of technology and the kind of information system we have created around, there are a lot of spiritual knowledge is coming from all over the world to every individual. But what we see in the reality, that there are people who are becoming more and more violence. There are people who are creating more and more pollution to this nature and society. There are people who are creating a lot of crimes, who are doing a lot of crimes, and the society, there is so much violence in everyone, everywhere, right? Which is very I don't see that human being is comfortable with this kind of environment we have created. So why this happened, this question was coming into my mind, that if there is a lot of efforts, in spiritual efforts people are doing around, they are making big organization, big temple they are making, they are creating big gods in surrounding, why this human, the very essence of human being is not getting pure? What is the reason? What is the reason that human being is not getting pure and is becoming more violence, is becoming more corrupt? Why it is happening, I was trying to find out. And this complete understanding I could narrow down in one example. What is the example is, let's assume you are not healthy. You are not healthy and you immediately need some good kind of medicines to get cure, right? And but instead of medicines, someone has given you a poison, or less effective medicines, I would say, right? And you would be, what you will do, you will assume, you will, without proper knowledge, you will assume that this particular poison is as a medicine to me, and you will start taking that poison itself or the other medicine itself. Then what will happen? Instead of getting cured, you will become more and more sick, and you will run towards, and you will move towards the death. And second thing, what will happen is, second thing is that you will have a satisfaction that you are doing something positively for yourself, you are putting your efforts, but you don't know what is your efforts. And this is what the spiritual corruption here, I would say, that all kind of nonsense people have created around. This is what, that people are thinking that they are growing spiritually by connecting to this spiritual mediums, but as they are not pure, their intentions are not pure, people are living in a dilemma, living in an assumption that they are spiritually growing. They know that's what the spirituality is, but they don't know that in the name of spirituality people are utilizing them, they're polluting them more and more, and then making more and more corrupt. And this kind of society we are creating. So what are the root cause? What are the root cause of this problem? Why human being has become like that? Why human being has become like that? And how we can fix that, right? So for that I have figured out few reasons, and the reasons are very accurate, why I can say, because the reasons which cannot become the solution by itself, right? Those are not reasons, and these are reasons what I have figure out, these are the reasons which are capable to become solution by themselves. So what are those reasons? First reason I would say is why human being is becoming less and less spiritual. First reason is that we are getting away from the nature. We have separated ourselves from the nature. We are not in the touch of the nature now. We are living we are living living in our that kind of environment which is not completely distracted and completely departed from the nature. And as a human being, if I not spend time in the nature, definitely I would not experience myself. And if I'll not experience myself, that whatever kind of spiritual knowledge I will be getting from the artificial mediums will be not my true experience. So this is one reason that we are living away from the nature. Second reason I could find out, that the spiritual people are trying to give methods. Spiritual could not have a method. Someone could not give you a spiritual methods. That is my understanding is. Whoever individual, whatever the individual kind of individuals are there, they are in the world, right? They have searched this, they have created their own medium. I can say, and I can accept this, that initially they have started trying various medium like yoga, meditation, dhyan, everything they have started trying, but ultimately they have, because of their depth of their search, right, they have find out their own way to experience themselves. So but what is happening is that people are to create their huge business, people are their personal experience, what they have researched for years and years, they are trying to create a medium out of it, a method out of it. And this method, after accepting this method, methods have no problem, and people are giving methods, that is also not a problem, but we are thinking this methods as the ultimate thing, and this we're binding ourselves within the method, right? That is the problem. Any method, individual has to be open enough to try out any methods, I would say, but a master has to give this methods by saying that this is not just a helping hand, and I'm just sharing these methods with you just to help you out, right? But not to give a complete solution, or I'm not giving any kind of guarantee, right? So people will try out this, right? They will try out this, and they will figure out that what is useful from that method which could really help them to grow spiritually, a kind of understanding. Third is that the acceptance of the God itself. And that whenever a child, it means whenever a child get born, right, in any any religion or any society, right, we ask them that this is your God, and you have to trust upon this God. And that was the time that when that God has came to this earth, and this how we used to pray him. So we also teaching the how to pray the God, and how to do all these activities, right? But what is happening with that if an individual is already knowing what is God, why he will search for the God? Why he will search for the God? He will never search for the God. And if one will never understand the God until unless he search for it, right? So without knowing the spirituality, without having any spiritual experience, if I in the beginning itself I try to accept God more and more, definitely I believe that this particular whatever the phenomena or whatever the mechanism is, that we have created kind of spiritual practices because to grow human being internally. But the problem with that is, again, that without knowing, if I'm accepting everything, right, the very search, which is the core, I would say core seed of the internal growth, is not not getting chance to get developed inside. So this is one reason. Third reason, I would say, that without knowing God, accepting him, it is also one reason. Fourth reason, I would say, is that we have already assumptions about the human life. Somebody says in the Western philosophy, somebody said that we have came out from monkeys, and somebody saying that in Indian philosophy, someone said that we are just son of God, right? Kind of understanding. But both are just understanding or search of somebody else. But if I accept this, again, that if I accept my existence, when I'll search my existence, right? Because I'm accepting that I have already a inbuilt understanding, a predefined understanding about what the human being is, right? So until that is there, a human being will not search himself, and if he will not search himself, he cannot experience the spirituality, right? And the fifth and last reason, I would say, basically, is that people are not ready to accept their own truth. They are not ready to accept the truth. For example, and they do not want to work hard, really, right? Every individual want to, in some point of time, what they feel is that whatever life I'm living is not right or not correct, right? And I want to search something. I want to know this life better. But then he see that there is a lot of hard work required. There are a lot of sacrifices required. But what is the easy way is go and sit to some big ashrams and spend time in the name of spirituality, right? And so with this kind of beliefs and lack of hard work, right, people could not experience, and they're failing to experience, right? Failing to experience this spirituality. All the spiritual techniques, I would say, yoga, dhyan, meditation, all were the mediums of to purify human being. But what is happening is that people are, instead of utilizing it to purify himself, they are using it. They are using it for the financial and the other kind of benefits, social benefits, right? And this is a very dangerous situation for every human being, because if human being will not pure, you cannot resolve any kind of pollution. And this spiritual pollution is the root cause of all kind of pollutions around. So if someone wants to make this nature beautiful, if someone wants to purify something, he has to purify this spirituality, and spirituality which is your very essence of your, right? If you want to make your surrounding beautiful, right, you have to make yourself beautiful. Yeah. So that was the one reason of this discussion, and that was the purpose of this discussion, where I talked about a little bit about the spirituality, what is my understanding about the spirituality, and what are the wrong things happening in the name of the spirituality, what is the root causes of that kind of situation today, and how we can overcome with our little efforts, how we can actually utilize these spiritual techniques for our internal growth, and we could create, and our internal growth could help this society to become better, right? A better place. This world will become a better place in the world, right? So that was my effort, and I've shared these thoughts, and thanks for listening.